Hey, what is up, guys? So I had a Mermail matchup a few days ago that I thought would be an interesting thing to show you since Mermail hasn't had that great of a representation in a while, and I think that it needs the sun. It finally needs the sun to come out and show that this deck actually can do a lot of good stuff because a lot of the things in Mermail are set for cost, so it's harder to play around it. So even if you impermanence or gamma something, it still will trigger later on. So I thought I'd bring it up. But enough of the kissing Mermail's ass. Is going to the commentary of the game actually. So as you can see here, I open absolute garbage. It doesn't play around anything, but the fact is that even if I opened up one of the two hand traps that are actually played in Altergeist, which is Imperm and Ash Blossom, it wouldn't do as much. The Ash, fair enough, would do something to the. It would shut down the Diva, and the Imperm could potentially shut down the Diva, but it's the fact that even if that were the case and he didn't have the Diva in open hand, if you wanted to play it conservatively, Arya could, instead of searching for Diva, it searches for Prince, and then he would still be able to pop off because Dragoons searches Lapis Dragon, which is a free tuner, and it leads to this play regardless if I had the hand trap or not. Um, but for this situation, he didn't go for that. He goes into making, I think it's Dragite here that he makes, because it's a free negate, because I'm playing Altergeist after all, so uh, all you need is Water Monster in the grave for Dragite to trigger, and yeah, it's Memo. So I get back to my extravagance. Dragite's obviously going to negate the extravagance because if not, he gets a free draw too. I think here though he does a misplay because he should have tagged out the Halki Fibrax into the Dragonfly level 7 so that he can rip another card out of my hand and then he can turn those two into Savage because memory serves right. A lot of the tuner synchros have the ability to synchro during my turn, so I think the Dragonfly is one of them. If not, it's one of the few ones that don't. So it gives a free thing there. But he opts not to for some reason, and now he's kind of left with the Halki Fibrax plus with two tuners and the Dragite, which is kind of a bit bad now because I get the free search with Ecclesia for the punishment, and then I use Floor on the Halki Fibrax, and he opts not to chain Halki Fibrax because the thing is, he's already used Dragite's negate, and if he goes Halki Fibrax tag out, at least it leaves him with another body, so that Floor can only run over, would either crash into the Dragite or run over the new Tuna Synchro, but that means Ecclesia won't have as much going for it. It is a bit weird though why he blinds Cosmics the protocol because protocol gets rid of for cost, so it would be better if he just saved that and then when I attempt to protocol he chains it and then I actually lose the Marionetta and the protocol, but instead just blinds for that instead. But now he's kind of a bit behind in the game for the sole fact of he's got the Diva and he's got everything else, but the Dogmaticus punishment gets rid of two cards, and unfortunately Prince doesn't trigger on summon, so the Diva would lose out either way, and now that I've got the Faker as well, it leads to a lot more good stuff. Well, I would have the Faker. But now the Dragite's baited out. It doesn't matter. I send the Entis, pop both Dragite and Pike, and it just leaves me with good stuff as always. And I think he's just realised here that he should have tagged out with the Halki Vibrax to at least get the draw one with Formula, if not go into one of the other Tuna Synchros that kind of beats over something. We have a bit of a ruling debate here on the fact of Chalice versus Floor. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, there are a handful of cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where if you Chalice them after their effect is resolved to gain attack, it doesn't do anything. I think the ruling is if it affects other monsters besides itself, the attack just permanently stays, so that Chalice doesn't do anything. But since Floor doesn't do that, and it changes the attack of other things other than itself, Floor, even if you Chalice Floor after it's resolved, it keeps its stats, so it's a bit of back and forth here. I have to search up for the ruling of this. It's kind of one of those difficult rulings to find because it's one of the ones where you just have to know it because Konami does not like explaining these sorts of rulings, and it leads to one of these things where I have to go into Judge's Lounge or spend about half an hour looking up on the internet. So Konami, if you're out there, please actually create a rule book for these generic rulings to make it easier. So I think we sorted it out now. But either way, I'm in a pretty decent position because I've got the spoofing and I've got the marionetta, so I get free search into I get free protocol plus free multi-faker next turn, so nothing good's going to happen from him. If he normals Diva, its effect gets negated, and if he normals Prince, I can just go to get the... Yeah, and he realizes that I get the free Siliquatus, and it's just over then. It's just over. But yeah, I think the major thing that was the thing that may have cost him the game was not tagging out the Hulky Fibrax, which should have been done. Game 2, I think that I opened pretty well. I just didn't play well. Because I get the free Titan search, and I get the multiple back rows, which is good. So I have the protocol, I have the Dogmaticus punishment, I have other stuff. I didn't want to Ash the Murray of Greed, because the thing is, Murray can fix hands, but I still don't know what the other stuff is. So if I have the other stuff, it's just awful. So yeah. It's a bit sad that he cosmics the protocol, because then I would have multiple stuff, but cosmic plus the call by, yeah. So he opts not to. I had assumed actually here there was a different play of thought. I didn't think that he would go straight into the Toad sort of stuff, because I wasn't sure if he played the swap engine, because most builds that I've seen kind of just max out on all the Atlantean stuff plus the deep sea stuff, so as a result it leaves no room for the swap engine. But I'm not sure if, well, because it's deep sea Mermail, I'm not actually sure. I just play usually pure deep sea, but here it's not ending well, because I can go bounce the Siliquatus and he gets that back to hand, but next turn I know that he's got free Toad now. So either way, if he tops it into a water, there is nothing that I can do in this situation. And lo and behold, he tops into the Deep Sea Diva. I thought he was going to go into Prince, but this is actually the spicy tech that he does. I don't remember this one's actual name, but it's got an effect where it sends top 2 cards of his deck to grave for cost, and then gets bonus stuff. And sad times for me, he actually hits the infantry, so there isn't anything that I can do now, because I know he gets free Toad for the sole fact of he ditches swap, he ditches Rodin to get the swap out, and then he uses swap's effect to get the Rodin. Then yeah, free Toad, can't out that. I needed an additional trap to be able to do anything. For the last game though, I open up absolutely garbage, which is bound to happen. It's Altergeist, even though you do have lots of starters in the form of Extravagance, Siliquatus, and Multi-Faker. Just opening any of those is really good, but the fact is that sometimes you just open up this, and I chose to keep the Ashes in because it still hurts if they go Prince, search Dragoons, because then the Dragoons doesn't get the search, but in this situation it just doesn't matter. He's got enough to get to Toad through... well, I didn't actually think that he would do this bit first. I thought he was going to go straight into Toad, but I guess it puts an extra body on, because now he gets Toad plus the Marincess, so yeah, I'm not winning this in any capacity. It doesn't matter what I top. I could top an Extravagance, I could top a Multi-Faker, I could draw anything, and I'm just not going to win as long as the Toad's there, because even if I Ash the Toad, he still gets free, he still has Toad, so yeah, there's not really anything I can do about that, and I just have to scoop it up there, so yeah. So thanks guys for watching, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe as always, and I'll be signing out now. Peace.